I really feel like I am helping do something for this country.
When you get down to it, it's very, very simple. This is all about us.
I'm Brian Bradshaw. I'm here with Boone Pickens. This is part of an ongoing series where we educate the American public about some current pressing energy issues. Today's segment, we're going to talk a little bit about the growing oil supply coming out of the United States. We're going to talk about what that does for us. We're also going to talk about what that does not do for us. So Boone, in the last 4 years, as you've been promoting the idea that America needs a new energy source to compete with diesel, as you've been promoting your plan to introduce natural gas to a wide variety of different uses, you've come against some criticisms that would say we live in the United States, we have a free market for energy, we're capitalists. As a government, we don't pick winners and losers. We want to let the free market work. And if the free market tells us that that's the right fuel for the job, then it'll ultimately win. I guess what would you say to some of those types of criticisms?
Some of it makes sense. I mean, but oil, let's focus on that just for a second, that the oil market is pretty well set by OPEC, has been for years. It's not a free market for oil. It is a free market for natural gas. Natural gas is not in a global marketplace. It will be at some point. It will work its way in because it's a commodity, and the arbitrage that exists today will be taken out of the market at some point. But today, natural gas is a free market because we're talking about the United States. So the price of natural gas natural gas went into an oversupply. Consequently, the price came down on oversupply, and it will be a very, I think, reasonable market for natural gas for years to come. And there are so many opportunities from our resources in America. You know, today, the oil and gas industry should be, applauded, commended for what they've been able to do. I mean, the industry in the United States is the one that did horizontal drilling. In the United States, you got people saying, oh, that's a bad idea. No, it's not a bad idea. It's a very good idea. You say, well, the fracking then is a bad idea. No, that's a good idea too. There have been 800,000 wells fracked, Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, and there's no evidence of damage to anything, but you are getting more oil and gas out of the ground. That's good. That's the industry doing its best. If you look at what's happened in the Bakken in North Dakota, fabulous. North Dakota, I think, has moved to second largest oil producing state in the United States.
Behind Texas.
Yeah, and then you've got Alaska going downhill. Alaska, nobody focuses on Alaska in Washington.
I mean, our supply in this country is growing for the first time in 30 years. We've grown our supply almost 50% since 2005, 2006. That's an incredible number.
It's an incredible number. It is. And what has it done for the country? You are much more secure in this country now. You can see ahead of you. Sure, do you want to develop renewables? Absolutely. Someday, maybe all vehicles will move on a battery. Maybe they will, but we aren't there yet and a long way from it. You're going to be using fossil fuels for 50 or 100 years.
Now, some people say that we have fixed our energy problems because of this. They'll say that our supply is destined to continue to grow, and that if you just look forward 5 or 6 years, we will not be importing any oil, and therefore we'll be energy independent, and therefore all our energy troubles are over. I mean, do you think that's accurate?
Well, energy independent means North America. I mean, North America could be energy independent, but the United States, has got to have help. We're not going to get to 18 or 20 million barrels a day, and that's what the country uses. But we could have a plan in America using the SPR as a part of the solution, and also natural gas and all the oil that we found. We could have the best energy policy in the world very easily.
Boone, thank you very much for your time. This has been incredibly helpful. I think it's interesting when you think about the incredible success story that the American energy industry has put up here in the last 2 or 3 years. The amount of oil supply that they have brought onto the market, it truly is incredible. But I also think it's very helpful for people to understand that this is not a silver bullet, and this is not the answer to higher energy prices, and this is not the answer to all of our security issues in the world. And I think that sometimes people have lost sight of that. I think sometimes the media has lost sight of that. So we thank you very much for your time. I think it's been very helpful.
Thank you.